My parents refused to attend my app launch event, choosing instead to watch my 34-year-old brother receive a participation trophy for community softball. They said my computer stuff was too complicated, but his athletics were real achievements. What they didn't know was that someone else would show up who would change everything. You won't believe what happened next. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let me know where you are listening from in the comments. My name is Rachel Davis, and I am 29 years old. For my entire life, I have watched my parents celebrate my older brother Kevin for accomplishments that barely qualify as achievements, while dismissing everything I have ever done. Kevin is 34. He is unemployed. He lives with our parents. And he plays community softball, where everyone gets a participation trophy just for showing up. I am a software developer who just built a productivity app from scratch while working full-time at a tech company. I poured 3 years of nights and weekends into this project. I funded it entirely myself because my parents refused to co-sign my student loans years ago. "You're smart," my father had said back then. "Figure it out yourself." So I did. But when Kevin wanted to try community college for the third time, they paid his tuition without question. When he bought an expensive sports car he couldn't afford, they helped with the payments. When he quit another job, they supported him emotionally and financially. And when he joined a community softball league that gives participation trophies to everyone who attends, they acted like he had won the World Series. Kevin loved rubbing it in my face. He would text me photos of family dinners I was not invited to, photos of my parents at his games, always with the same message. They believe in real achievement. Then came my app launch event. I had spent months planning it. My app, Davis Productivity Solutions, had been gaining traction with small businesses. Investors were interested. Press wanted to cover it. I secured a venue and invited 200 people from the tech industry. I called my parents to invite them. "What time is the event?" my father asked. 7 p.m. next Thursday. Silence. Then, "That's the same night as Kevin's softball trophy ceremony." My mother's voice came through. "Can't you reschedule, Rachel? Kevin has worked so hard this season." "It's at a venue, Mom. With 200 confirmed guests, press, investors. I cannot reschedule." "Well, we promised Kevin we would be there. He is getting an award. A participation trophy. Everyone on the team gets one just for showing up." "Rachel, don't diminish your brother's accomplishments. Not everyone can commit to a sports team like he does." I heard Kevin laughing in the background. Then his voice, loud enough for me to hear. "Sounds like her computer stuff is not that important anyway if she can reschedule it." My mother agreed with him. "Your tech work is complicated, honey. We don't understand it. Kevin's achievement is something we can actually celebrate and understand." They chose the participation trophy. I was not surprised. I was just tired. I called my former coding bootcamp instructor, Dev Martinez. He had mentored me for free after the bootcamp ended, believing in my project when I was the only one who did. "Your parents are coming, right?" he asked when I invited him. "They have something more important." "Then I'm definitely coming. Someone needs to be there for you." What Dev did not know was that I had a secret. A venture capital firm called Apex Ventures had been in talks with me for weeks about acquiring my app. The deal was nearly finalized. $5 million. They planned to announce it at my launch event, making it a major press moment. I had not told anyone. Not Dev. Certainly not my parents. I did not want to jinx it. The day before my launch, Kevin texted me, "Mom and Dad are taking me to dinner after my ceremony tomorrow. You know, to celebrate real achievement. Not everyone can do what I do." I looked at what he did. Show up to community softball games and collect a participation trophy. He was 34 years old, unemployed, living with our parents. I was 29. I had built a functional, profitable app. I had investor interest. I had press coverage. I had a launch event with 200 attendees. I did not respond to his text. The evening of my launch, I arrived at the venue early. Tech journalists were there, industry people I respected, investors. The CEO of Apex Ventures sat in the front row, ready to make the announcement that would change my life. Dev arrived in a suit, looking proud. "You have got this, Rachel." My phone buzzed. A photo in the family group chat. Kevin holding his participation trophy, my parents beaming on either side of him. The caption read, "So proud of our son. Real achievement." I silenced my phone and focused on the event. Before the presentations began, the Apex Ventures CEO pulled me aside. "We are ready to announce $5 million for full acquisition. Are you ready?" My heart was racing. "Yes, absolutely. We will do it during your presentation. Make it memorable. This is big news." I texted Dev, "Stay close to the stage. I need you there for something." He texted back a confused emoji but agreed. I walked onto that stage with Dev beside me, my hands shaking slightly. The Apex Ventures CEO was in the front row, nodding at me. The press had their cameras ready. 200 people filled the venue. Investors, developers, journalists, mentors, friends. Everyone who had actually supported me. My phone buzzed again in my pocket. Probably another photo of Kevin's trophy. I ignored it. What was about to happen in the next 10 minutes would change everything, and my family would watch it unfold on social media, from a softball field, while they celebrated a participation trophy. They had no idea what they had chosen to miss. I gave a brief presentation about my app, explaining how it helped small businesses manage productivity and workflows. The audience was engaged, asking good questions. Then the Apex Ventures CEO stood up and joined me on stage. "Rachel Davis has built something remarkable," he said into the microphone, "which is why Apex Ventures is pleased to announce we are acquiring Davis Productivity Solutions for $5 million. The room erupted in applause. I could barely process what was happening. Staff members brought out an oversized check for the press photos. $5 million. My name on it. Cameras flashing from every angle. Dev was standing to the side, stunned. I grabbed his arm and pulled him into the photo. "None of this happens without you," I told him in front of everyone. I took the microphone back. "I want to publicly commit 5% of this acquisition to Dev Martinez, my mentor who believed in me when it mattered most. $250,000. Because showing up matters." Another round of applause. Dev looked like he might cry. The press was eating it up. I spotted people on their phones immediately, posting photos to Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. The moment was being captured and shared in real time. During the after-party, I finally checked my phone. The announcement was trending on Instagram. Tech journalists had already written articles. 29-year-old developer sells app for $5 million. And self-made founder gives mentor $250K as thank you. The photos of me with the oversized check were everywhere. The story about Dev was resonating with people. Then I saw the notifications. 47 missed calls from my parents, dozens of texts from Kevin. His first text was brief. "Congrats, I guess." His second, sent 20 minutes later. "Seriously though, remember family helped make you who you are. You owe us." I scrolled back through my messages and found what I was looking for. Screenshots of texts from 3 years ago when I asked my parents to co-sign my student loans. My father, "You're smart. Figure it out yourself." My mother, "We can't risk our credit on your choices." I sent the screenshots to Kevin with no caption. He did not respond. The family group chat was exploding. Relatives I had not heard from in years were suddenly congratulating me. My aunt, "Rachel, I just saw the news. Congratulations. $5 million. My cousin, "Wait, you sold an app? For $5 million? My phone rang again. My mother, I answered. "Hello? Rachel." Her voice was high-pitched, almost frantic. "We just saw the news. Why didn't you tell us? This is incredible. We are so proud of you. Can't talk. At the after-party." I hung up. Over the next 3 days, my parents called constantly. I did not answer most of the calls. Their voicemails all had the same theme. "We are so proud of you. We always knew you would succeed. We should celebrate this as a family." Kevin's texts shifted in tone. The congratulations disappeared. The entitlement increased. When you get the money, family should share in success. That's how it works. I'm your brother. You owe me for years of support. Mom and Dad raised you. They deserve something for that. I did not respond to any of them. Dev texted me. Your family reaching out? Constantly. Now they care. You don't owe them anything, Rachel. I knew he was right. But part of me was still processing. Part of me was still that kid who wanted her parents' approval. 1 week after the launch, my phone rang from an unknown number. I answered without checking. Rachel, thank God. It was my father's voice. We need to talk. It's urgent. What is it? It's the family business. His voice was strained. There are problems. Big problems. My parents ran a small manufacturing company that my grandfather had started decades ago. I had not been involved in it for years. What kind of problems? Kevin has been helping us manage it for the past 2 years. He made some decisions, bad decisions. We have lost major clients. The accounts are a mess. We are facing bankruptcy, Rachel. We need help. We need capital. Can we meet? I was silent for a long moment. Kevin had been managing the family business. Of course he had run it into the ground. How much do you need? 500,000. Maybe more. We are desperate. I'll meet you. But not at the house. Coffee shop on Main Street. Tomorrow at noon. Kevin should be there to explain. Kevin will not be there. That's the condition for me showing up. My father agreed. The next day, I sat in a coffee shop waiting for my parents. They arrived looking exhausted. Older than I remembered. Worried. They sat across from me and explained everything. Kevin had mismanaged the business catastrophically, made terrible purchasing decisions, lost contracts through unprofessionalism, let accounts receivable pile up uncollected. The company was on the verge of collapse. We need help, my father said. We are asking for a loan. We will pay you back. We will put it in writing. My mother was crying. We know we have not been there for you. We know we chose wrong so many times. But we are asking for help. We are asking, not demanding. It was the first time I had ever heard them acknowledge what they had done, the first time they were not acting entitled. Just desperate. We understand if you say no, my father continued. We have given you every reason to. But we are still your parents. And we are asking. I looked at my parents across the table. My father's hands were shaking. My mother could not stop crying. They had missed my biggest moment for a participation trophy. They had dismissed my career for years. They had refused to help me when I needed it. And now, they needed me. My phone buzzed. Dev texting. Whatever you decide, I support you. I thought about the $4.5 million in my account. About the family business my grandfather built. About Kevin's mismanagement destroying it. About my parents finally asking instead of demanding. The coffee in my cup was getting cold. They were waiting for my answer. And whatever I decided in the next 60 seconds would define everything going forward. I looked at my parents and took a deep breath. I will give you the money. $500,000. The relief on their faces was immediate and overwhelming. My mother started crying harder. My father reached across the table like he might grab my hand, then stopped himself. Thank you, he said, his voice breaking. We will draw up loan paperwork. We will pay you back with interest. We will... Not a loan, I interrupted. A gift. Full support to save the company. My mother's eyes widened. Rachel, that is too much. We don't deserve... You're right. You don't deserve it. But Grandpa built that company with his own hands. I'm not saving it for you. I'm saving it for him. For what he built. My father nodded slowly, understanding. We will make this right with you. We will change. We will be better. We will... I held up my hand. I need time before we talk about our relationship. You chose a participation trophy over my biggest achievement. You enabled Kevin his entire life while I had to fight for everything. You dismissed my career until it made me rich. I'm not ready to pretend that is okay. What are you saying? My mother asked. I'm saying take the money, save Grandpa's company, but don't expect me at family dinners yet. Don't expect me to forget 30 years of being the second choice. I'll consider reconciliation when you show me you have actually changed. Not before. My parents nodded. They understood they had no leverage to demand more. Kevin is not to have any management role in the company going forward, I added. That's my condition for the money. You hire professional management or you figure it out yourselves. But Kevin doesn't touch the business again. Agreed, my father said immediately. Completely agreed. I transferred the $500,000 the next day. My parents hired a professional management firm. Kevin was removed from all business operations. He was furious. He texted me, "You're controlling everything. This is my family too. You can't just cut me out." I replied, "You destroyed it. I rebuilt it. Be grateful I didn't let it fail." Then I blocked his number. My parents sent thank you messages. I read them but rarely responded. I needed space. I needed to see if they would actually change their behavior or if this was just temporary gratitude. Dev took me to dinner a week later. "You did the right thing. For your grandfather." "I'm not ready to forgive them yet." "You don't have to be. You saved the business, not the relationship. Those are two different things. You're allowed to do one without the other." Over the next months, my parents made small efforts. They remembered my birthday for the first time in 5 years. They sent me articles about app development, trying to understand my work. They came to a tech talk I gave at the local university and sat in the audience. Small things, but things they had never done before. I acknowledged their efforts but maintained my distance. No family dinners, no holidays together, no pretending everything was suddenly fine. I was building my next app, living my life, successful on my terms. Dev became my business partner. The 5% I had given him made him invested in my success. We were developing our second app together, and it was going even better than the first. 6 months after the coffee shop meeting, my mother sent me a text. "I took an online course to learn about apps and software, so I can understand what you do. I finished it today." My father sent an article. "This reminded me of your work. I read the whole thing. I'm proud of you, Rachel." Small steps, but they were consistent. They were trying. I slowly started opening up. An occasional coffee meeting, a brief phone call. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. Kevin remained bitter and entitled. I maintained zero contact with him. Some people never change, and I had no interest in waiting to see if he would be the exception. I learned that I could choose who got my time and energy. That family was something I could define for myself, not something imposed on me by blood relation. 8 months after my app launch, I was invited to speak on a panel at a major tech conference. The room was packed with young developers, aspiring entrepreneurs, people trying to build something from nothing. During the Q&A, someone raised their hand. "What is your advice for young developers who don't have family support?" I paused. I thought about my journey, about Dev showing up when my parents did not, about building success despite being dismissed, about learning that validation comes from within, not from the people who overlook you. "Build your own support system," I said. "Find your Dev. Find the people who believe in you before the world does. Success is not about who showed up at the beginning. It's about who you become despite who didn't. Your worth is not measured by their attention. Your achievements don't require their presence. Build your life for yourself and the people who actually show up." The room applauded. I saw young people nodding, taking notes, finding hope in those words. After the panel, a young woman approached me. "Thank you," she said. "My parents think coding is a waste of time, but you just gave me permission to keep going anyway." "Keep going," I told her. "And when you succeed, remember who believed in you. Those are your people." Thanks for listening to the end. If you have ever been overlooked by family who should have celebrated you, remember this. Your worth is not measured by their attention, and your success does not require their presence. Build your life for yourself and the people who actually show up. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about choosing yourself and defining family on your own terms.